You are a doctor and want a better life, so you have considered a few options and come up with Sweden, a Nordic country with amazing nature, a strong economy and warm people, and they need doctors. You have made a good choice. Watch this video till the end to learn how to emigrate to Sweden as a doctor. Hey everyone, I'm Behnam from the Visa Library. This channel gives visa information and the latest news and updates. First things first, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell and download the free cheat sheet my team has prepared from the link in the description. You should also follow us on Instagram and Facebook to get the latest visa news and updates. Now, let's begin. In the beginning, I want to ask you a question. What are the requirements to emigrate to Sweden as a doctor? You need these items as a foreign doctor who wants to move to Sweden. The first one is Swedish language proficiency. You have two ways to get a medical license in Sweden, and you need language proficiency for both. Firstly, there is a language test that you must pass to get to the next stage. Also, you need language fluency to take the Swedish law and regulations course. In the second way, you need a Swedish language fluency certificate to get admission to a Swedish university to pass the supplementary studies. The second requirement is to get an official license to work as a doctor in Sweden. Everyone who wants to work in Sweden as a doctor must apply and receive a license. You must get it from a National Board of Health and Welfare. The procedure you must follow and pass to get your license is up to your conditions and the way you choose. The third requirement is to find a job and get a work permit. Every non-EU person who wants to work in Sweden needs a work permit. The Swedish employer can only apply for a work permit, so you need a job offer or an employer that needs your skill and willing to hire you. Alright then, now that you know the requirements, what procedure must you follow? Keep watching to find out. The first step is to send your degree and documents to the Swedish official for assessment. They evaluate them and determine their quality and quantity equivalent to Swedish diploma. They decide whether you're qualified to work as a doctor in Sweden or not. If their answer is positive, you can continue the rest of the process. You can find the list of the documents in the Visa Library article. The link is in the description. You can also find it in the cheat sheet file. After you gather the documents, you can email them to the Swedish officials or post them. If you decide to mail the documents, you must prepare the PDF format. Whether you post or email the documents, the Swedish officials will email you and confirm they have received them. You must access the email you insert in your application and check it regularly. Also, be careful of the spelling of the information you put in the application form. They cannot be wrong or incorrect. If you do not have one of the documents in the list, you must explain why you don't have them and send the equivalent. The assessment is free and you do not have to pay any fee. Assessment of your application by the National Board of Health and Welfare takes about 3 months. If they approve your application, it means you can continue the rest of the process to become a doctor in Sweden. But if they refuse or reject your application, you cannot become a doctor in this way. You must take another way to become a doctor in Sweden. After you receive a positive response on your application and degree assessment, you can take the Swedish language proficiency test. You must pass this stage and there is no other way to skip it. It evaluates your language proficiency to ensure you can complete the other steps. You must know Swedish to pass it. Umeå University is the responsible center for holding the language test and sending the results to the National Board of Health and Welfare. The language test is made of a theoretical part and a practical part. You must pass the theoretical part to pass the practical part. You can take the theoretical part only 5 times and the practical part only 3 times. If you cannot pass the test for the first time, you have 5 times to take another test. If you pass the theoretical part but not the practical part, you only have 5 years to pass the practical part. The Umeå University will send the language test result to the National Board of Health and Welfare. After you receive a response from the National Board of Health and Welfare that you have passed the test, you must take a course in Swedish law and regulations. You do not have to pay any fees and it's free of charge. You must sign up for the course on the Umeå University website. You can take or pass the course in a part-time or full-time format. The university has more information about the starting dates and available seats. You should know that the university doesn't hold the course during the summer. Once you register for the course, the university will inform you of the first available dates to start it. After passing the course, you must take the clinical training in Sweden. It's to prove you have have practical knowledge, skills, and information to practice medicine. Also, you will get familiar with the Swedish healthcare system procedure. You must find a hospital, clinic, or another place to take your clinical training with them. After you find the place and persuade the officials to take your training with them, you must apply for authorization to take the training. If you pass the language proficiency test, the state healthcare providers issue the authorization to take the training with this center. You must complete the application form for a special authorization in Swedish to receive it. After you complete the training with the hospital or clinic, your employer or supervisor will complete a certificate for your clinical training in Swedish. You need to apply for a license to work as a doctor in Sweden. The introduction part of the certificate contains helpful information for employers and foreign doctors or interns. Before training with the Swedish employer, you should read and understand the introduction. Your training duration is 6 months, but you can get authorization to take 7 months of training. You will not receive any financial aid for the training from the Swedish National Board of Health and Welfare. There is no way to skip the clinical training, and you must pass it. Your previous work experience doesn't count for the training period. You can work as a doctor before you begin the training and after you pass the language test, but you must apply for the license and permission from the Swedish officials. After passing all of the stages and training, you must apply for a license to work as a doctor in Sweden. You must complete the application form and send the supporting documents to Swedish officials. You will find them in the visa library article. The processing time is about 2 to 4 weeks, and the Swedish officials will inform you of the results. They will insert your information in the National Board of Health and Welfare Register or licensed healthcare professionals. Employers can search your name on this portal to know whether you have the license to work as a doctor in Sweden. After you apply for a work permit, you will receive a social security number. You must inform the National Board of Health and Welfare so they update your information. At this stage, you must look for a job with the Swedish employer. Then he or she applies for a work permit and you can apply for a work visa. You can find more information about Sweden work visa from the Visa Library article or watch the video on the Visa Library YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. There is another way to become a doctor in Sweden. It's to pass a supplementary study in Sweden before applying to the National Board of Health and Welfare. You should know that the places you can train or intern in Sweden are limited. The competition is tough to enter them. Also, some Swedish universities require an assessment or a decision from the National Board of Health and Welfare to grant admission. You must know the Swedish language and have a proficiency certificate to get admission to these universities. First, you must find a university that offers a training program and get admission from them. You must get admission from them, then you can apply for a Sweden student visa. After you complete the course, you must apply for recognition to the Swedish officials. You can find a list of universities that offer supplementary studies and the process you must follow in the Visa Library article. After you pass the studies, you must apply to get your license, look for a job offer, and then the employer applies for a work permit. After you get it, you can work as a doctor in Sweden. Alright then, this is all you should know to immigrate to Sweden as a doctor. If you have questions, write them down in the comment section. The Visa Library team will answer them. Before you leave, make sure to like this video, hit the bell, and don't forget to get the free PDF file from the link in the description. You should also follow us on Instagram and Facebook to get the latest visa news and updates. Stay tuned for more videos and updates. Thank you all for watching.